Have you ever tried to tell someone about something you're going through or something you have been thinking about doing, and you can just tell that they do not get it at all? Their eyes kind of glass over, or they grin and nod like, okay. Maybe they love you. Maybe you've known them for years, but they just do not understand this particular part of you or the person that you're becoming now. Now, that does not mean we have to cut them out of our lives by any means, but it might mean that you need to add some new people into your circle. So that is what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about finding your people and why this matters so much, especially in midlife, in this season that we're in, and how the hell you actually do that. It's hard to make new friends as adults, y'all. So let's dive into that. Welcome to the Thrive with Intention Show, the podcast for women navigating the beautiful mess of midlife. I'm your host, Jody Pfeiffer, certified midlife coach for women. Each week, you'll get real stories, practical tools, and mindset shifts to help you design your next chapter with confidence, clarity, and a little badass energy. Hit subscribe and let's do this. Hey friend, welcome to the show. So it has been a crazy week, a crazy few months. And today I just wanted to kind of catch you up on everything and also dive into this finding your people and how this actually kind of came up for me. Well, first off, my kid is home from college. He went for an early program. So he's been gone for a month and he is now home, and he is home for a week, and it is so lovely and delightful. And I'm loving all over him. And he's being very indulgent and allowing me to do that, which I really appreciate. I took a couple months off from the podcast because life was just lifing in a big way, right? I had started a second job. I have this business. We had a lot of travel coming up. I had a conference that I was getting ready for. My kid was going to go off to college. So I really just wanted, instead of trying to cram everything in, I wanted to be very present. I wanted to spend time with my child and focus on my family during this time. And so I just took the break. And so last week I came back and I told you guys all about college move-in and the emotions of that and the practical stuff as well. If you missed that episode, go back and listen. There's some good stuff in there. One of the things I did during this time off was I went to Boise, Idaho. Now there is an amazing creators conference that is held there every year. It's called Craft and Commerce. It is put on by Kit. Kit is the company that I use for my emails. And it is hands down, like I can't even hardly describe how great it is, y'all. It is the best conference I have ever been to. There are huge names and there are people you've never heard of, and they're all in the same room. It's a small conference. Everybody can talk to everybody, and everybody just seems so welcoming to talk to you. Like everyone is happy to speak to you. This year, Jay Papasan was one of our speakers. Also James Clear was one of our speakers. He wrote Atomic Habits. Oh my gosh. If you have not read that, you really have to read that. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. It's so stinking good. And he was amazing on stage as well. And, you know, as a person who's writing a book, it was great. It was just magical. And because this was my third year going, I feel like I know Boise pretty well now. And it's just a lovely town. If you've never been there, there's mountains close by, and it's just a really clean town and friendly and lovely. And so my son, Dylan, actually flew out with me. We went several days early and we spent like 5 days together just doing stuff around Boise. So we went hiking, we went kayaking, we ate and walked around the shops and just hung out with each other. And it was so lovely. And then he flew back and I stayed for the conference. So here's how today's topic came up. Throughout the conference, you're constantly asking, what do you do? And what do you do? And you're telling what you do and all that stuff, right? So I explained that I coach women navigating menopause and midlife and this whole next chapter. And what I noticed is when I would say this to younger women, they just clearly, most of them had no clue what the hell I was talking about. They're doing the kind of like smile and nod thing, like, oh, okay, that's interesting, right? They just have no clue. They don't know what they're in for, bless their little hearts. And most men, same thing, right? Except for one guy. He was so funny. His wife is obviously going through all this. And when I said what I did, he was like, can I give you a hug? And I thought that was so funny. And so he clearly got it, but most of them didn't. And then I went to one little event and I'm talking to a woman my age, around my age anyway, and I say what I do. And holy cow, so different, the reaction. She got it so fast. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so important. Oh, this is so needed. And then as we talked, other women, our same age range, started coming up and she's like telling them what I do. And they're all like, oh my gosh. And then it turned into this big whole, like, let's all talk about all of the challenges and fun parts of this season of our life. And it was so great. And they really encouraged me to explicitly talk more about menopause and just own who this podcast, this show, this business is for. It was just beautiful. I learned a lot. I came back with a lot of little tweaks and things that I'm doing in my business because of this conversation. But the biggest thing was it was so validating to get around a group of people who totally get it. And look, here's the thing about this season of life that we are in, y'all. There are so many things that a lot of other people in your life might just not understand, right? All the crap that comes with perimenopause and menopause. And I'm going to be doing several episodes about that coming up. There's so many things. And unless you go through it, unless you're one of the women going through it, you just don't get it. There's also empty nesting. Unless you're talking to people who have gone through this, you don't get it. People who have struggled with career changes or feeling like they need more purpose in their lives and the things that used to make them happy in their work just isn't cutting it anymore. And they want to start a new job or they want to start a new career or they just want to figure out how to have more meaning in their life. That is a very common thing that I hear across women our age, questioning who you are now as all these things are changing, right? So I just think it's so important that in this chapter of our lives, you need people who understand. You need people who get it. And you also need those people around you because they are going to help make room for who you're trying to become in this next season. And they're going to encourage you in ways that the people who just don't get it aren't going to be able to do for you. And sometimes the people that you have in your life that you know the best and who know you best, they're kind of committed to that old version of you. They may not see any need for you to change anything. They may not understand why you would want to. And that can come across as discouraging sometimes, right? Like, well, you have a good job. Why do you want to change anything? Or isn't it a little late for you to be thinking about this stuff? Things like that that can discourage the woman that you are trying to become now in this next season. Now, I think it's really important to say that I do not think that this means you need to cut people out of your life. That is not what I'm saying at all. I have a lot of old friends that I've had for years and years and years and years and years. I have been married to the same man for 28 years. I'm not cutting any of those people out, okay? And also, it doesn't mean that you can't have new people in your life who don't get it or don't get that part of you. I also have a lot of friends that I've made at this conference that are in their 20s and 30s. And no, they don't get it. They do not understand exactly what it is that I do or why it's necessary or why it's needed. And that's okay. We connect over other things, right? We connect over just being women, being lovely human beings. We connect around the kind of businesses that we have and all of that. And that's fine. Different people can be your people for different parts of you. I think that's so important. Okay, let me just give you an example. So my best friend, Becky and I have been best friends since we were 12 years old. We were together all the time when we were young. We were roommates in college. We had our babies 3 months apart. We are still insanely close, always have been. We are huge New Kids on the Block fans. Huge. Okay. We have gone to countless concerts together. And I do mean countless. We can't count them anymore. We have lost count. We went to 2 back in the day. And then, believe it or not, the guys got together and started touring again about 18 years ago. I know it was about 18 years because Becky and I both had small babies when we went to our first round 2 concert for New Kids. And since then, we go every time they come to town. And in fact, in February, we went to Vegas to see them and it was amazing. And as I'm recording this, I'm actually wearing my concert t-shirt, which is tie-dyed and awesome. It's fantastic. And here's the thing. Most people in my life couldn't care less about New Kids on the Block, right? totally fine. They don't need to. They don't have to get it. They don't need to go to the concerts with us. In fact, I don't want them to. Becky and I have a fantastic time when we go to these concerts. We just embrace the silliness of it, along with our fellow New Kids fans. We all squeal like we're teenagers, and it's hilarious. And it is a good time, a good time. And the other people in my life do not have to get that. They don't have to understand it at all. And honestly, this is one of the things that has served me in my marriage as well. I do not expect my husband to be heavily involved in everything that I'm interested in. And he doesn't expect that of me either. We have interests that are different from each other. We have a lot of things we do together and that we enjoy doing together, but we also have things that we do separately. He goes elk hunting every year, backpacking in the mountains. I have zero interest to do that. Now, I support him doing it. I think that's amazing for him that he has something he enjoys, and I support him in it, but I don't need to do it. I don't understand why you would want to do it. It sounds pretty horrible, honestly. I like the mountains and I like hiking, but some of the times he's been out there and it's been icy in the tent and it's cold and you're just sitting around watching for the whole time. And, it just does not sound like a good time to me. But so what? It doesn't have to. He doesn't have to be enmeshed in my podcast or my business or New Kids on the Block. In fact, that would be weird. So if your spouse doesn't get this new thing you're wanting to do, that doesn't mean you got to divorce them. Okay. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. It just means they're not the person that you need in your life to support you in this thing. And that's totally okay. You just need to expand your circle. So just think about this for a minute. What part of your life do you maybe feel a little bit misunderstood? Or where do you feel like you're constantly having to explain yourself or even defend yourself? Or is there something that you're just going through that the people around you in your current circle just haven't experienced, so they can't really understand? And just think, do you have anyone in your life who understands that part of you? If the answer is no, it's time to expand your circle. You got to go find those people. So now, how the hell do you do that? As an adult, it is tricky to find new friends, right? It's tricky to find those new people. But you're not going out looking for your new best friend. You're just trying to find someone who gets it, someone who can support you in whatever the thing is that you're going through or wanting to do now. You just want to go where the thing you want more of is already happening. So if you want to start a new business, start looking at networking events in your area. Look at entrepreneur groups. Look for conferences you can go to. If you're interested in photography, maybe you want to start a new photography business. Take a photography class at the community college in your area, or join some photography group, or go on a photo walk and meet those people. If you want women who understand menopause, well, hang out with me for one, because we definitely understand things like that over here. But also there's tons of online communities. There's local women's groups. If you're deciding that you want to be more active in some certain way, find a hiking group, find a local walking group, go play pickleball, right? Join a fitness class and start talking to people. And here's another tip. Tell the people that you already know what it is you're looking for. I'd love to meet more women who are starting a new business, or I'm trying to find somebody who wants to go hiking on Saturday mornings. They probably know somebody. And here's the kicker, y'all. And I hate to say this part because it's not fun, but you have to be willing to be the new person. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. And I know this is probably the hardest part, right? Walking into a room where you don't know anybody is terrifying for all of us. Nobody likes it, but that is okay. Go to the event, join the group, walk up and introduce yourself. Go back again, even if the first time felt really awkward. Ask somebody for coffee or just suggest a meetup. And don't always wait for someone else to invite you. Finding your people as an adult usually requires intention on your part. You've got to own that process. The people you need for your next chapter are not going to magically show up at your front door. All right. So look at your life right now. Think about what part needs people who get it right now. If there's something you're going through, something you're interested in, something you want to create, someone you're trying to become. And then think about where those people are already gathering and make one intentional move towards them this week. Okay. Just one. You don't need a whole new circle of people by Friday. You just need to take one small step. And I can tell you that me finding my people at that conference was huge. I mean, it really did give me a lot of clarity around my business and who this podcast is for and who I'm trying to become in it. I am revamping my quiz with new questions, new results, all of that good stuff. So I will let you know as soon as that's ready. And I'm simplifying how you can get coaching from me as well. I want to coach you right here on this podcast. So if you have something that you're struggling with, something you're stuck on, something you're just trying to figure out, send it to me. I have a Get Coached form in the show notes. And this could be just a decision you're trying to make, or maybe it's a relationship or a friendship issue or a career situation or any midlife transition that you're dealing with that you can't stop thinking about and you're just not sure what to do or how to make that next move. Fill out that form. Now, I'm not going to have you on the podcast. Okay. This is all going to be super easy for you and for me, but you can give me all the information about it, submit it through the link in the show notes, and I will choose questions and situations and I'm going to coach through them in future episodes. And I can walk you through what's really happening and the story that you might be telling yourself and how we can shift it so that you can start to move forward. And I'm doing this because it can be so incredibly helpful for everyone listening. We're all going through similar stuff, y'all. We see ourselves in other people's issues and problems and struggles, and that is empowering all on its own. And also, sometimes it's just easier to recognize your own stuff when you hear it through someone else's situation. We kind of have blinders on when it's our own stuff, right? But when you see it play out in someone else's life, you're like, oh crap, I do that too. And it can be super helpful for everyone listening. And don't worry if you want to be anonymous, there's a box on there you can check to be anonymous, or you can give me your first name, or you can make up a super fun name, which I highly recommend. I think that'd be a lot of fun. All right. So today, just remember, you don't need everyone in your life to understand every part of you. Not necessary at all. And you don't need to get rid of any of the people who don't, but you do need people in your life who understand the parts of you that matter right now, and people who can make room for that woman that you're becoming. And hey, if you found this podcast helpful today, I would really appreciate it if you did two things. Number one, scroll down and give me a rating. You can pick 5 stars. That's what I'd recommend. That would be great. It really does help other people find the show. And if you know another woman who needs to hear what we talked about today, please share it with her. All right, that's all I got for today, y'all. Go be fabulous. Hey there. I know a lot of things are changing right now. Your body, your hormones, your relationships, your kids are growing up, your parents are getting older, maybe your career is shifting too. It's hard to know where to start. That's exactly why I created my free Shift Happens quiz. It'll help you cut through the noise and figure out which area of your life deserves your attention first. Just head to thrivewithintention.com/quiz or click the link in the show notes.